All right, let's talk about something I'm sure you felt before. That pressure of a software project just spiraling out of control. Missed deadlines, last minute bugs. It's chaos. Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to break down how you can transform that chaos into a smooth, automated, and totally controlled process using the incredible power of Azure DevOps and CI/CD. So yeah, let's dive right in.
First things first, let's set the stage here. We need to talk about a problem that so many teams run into. We'll call it the modern development dilemma. It's that sinking feeling that you're just stuck in a cycle of inefficiency, no matter how hard everyone on the team is working.
And really, it all boils down to this one big question, doesn't it? With so many talented teams out there, why does so many projects still struggle to hit their targets? This isn't just some hypothetical question, it's a real, painful issue for developers, for managers, for everyone involved. So let's break down what's really going on here. These are the usual suspects. You've got slow time to market, because manual steps just take forever. You've got high error rates. You know the drill. It works on my machine, but breaks in production. Then there's poor collaboration, where the dev team and the ops team are basically in different worlds. All of this leads to inconsistent environments and, you guessed it, security holes. This is the chaos we're here to fix. So, what's the fix? Well, it's not about just buying a new tool or some fancy piece of software. It actually starts with a huge shift in how you think about the work. It starts with DevOps. The key thing to get here is that DevOps isn't something you can just buy off a shelf. It's a culture you have to adopt. The whole point is to tear down that wall between your developers, the people writing the code, and your operations team, the people who run the code. You get them working together as one team with the same goals. That collaboration, that is the catalyst for everything else we're about to talk about. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. This quote really just nails it. DevOps is what takes a project from just being good enough to being truly exceptional. It's an investment that pays off big time. And the results? Well, they really do speak for themselves. Let's look at some numbers. Teams that do DevOps right often see their deployment frequency shoot up by 200% or even more. That's because they've automated this whole build and test cycle that used to take hours, sometimes even days, of manual work. Okay, so you're moving faster, but what's the point if everything just breaks, right? That's why this next number is so critical. A 60% drop in change failure rates. Because you're catching problems way earlier with automation, you're not just moving faster, you're moving with so much more confidence and stability. And finally, of course, it hits the bottom line. By automating all those manual tasks and using your resources smarter, you can see up to a 30% cut in infrastructure costs. So you get faster, better, and cheaper. You can't really argue with that. So if DevOps is the philosophy, how do we actually do it? That's where the CI/CD engine comes into play. This is where the automation and, honestly, the magic really starts to happen. I absolutely love this analogy because it just clicks. Seriously, think of CI/CD as a modern automated assembly line for your software. Raw code goes in one end, and a fully tested, validated, ready-to-go product comes out the other, with automated quality checks at every single step along the way. Now, you'll hear people say CI/CD like it's one thing, but it's really two distinct parts. On the left, you've got continuous integration, or CI. That's all about the developers. Every time a developer commits new code, CI automatically builds it and runs tests to make sure nothing broke. Then on the right, continuous delivery, or CD, takes the baton. It automatically deploys that validated code to an environment, making sure it's always ready to be released.
So here's a perfect look at that flow in action. A developer commits code. Bam! That triggers an automated build, which creates what we call an artifact. That's just the packaged up, ready to deploy version of your app. Then a whole bunch of automated tests run. And here's the key. Only if every single one of those tests passes does the code get deployed. It's a relentless, automated focus on quality.
Okay, so we've got the philosophy, which is DevOps. We've got the engine, CI/CD. Now let's talk about the specific tool we're going to use to make it all happen. Azure Pipelines. So why Azure Pipelines? Honestly, it comes down to one word: flexibility. It doesn't care what language you're writing in, what OS you're building on, or whether your code is in GitHub or somewhere else. It's built to be the central hub for all your automation, and it can deploy your app pretty much anywhere you need it to go. When you first get started, you're going to face a big choice: YAML or classic pipelines. Now, the classic editor is visual, it's drag and drop, and it's great for beginners. But YAML is where the real power is. With YAML, your pipeline is defined as code, which means it's version controlled right there with your application. My advice? Start with classic if you have to, but make it your goal to move to YAML. You won't regret it.
Okay, we've got the fundamentals down. Now, let's look at a few best practices that'll take your whole setup from just being good to being truly great. We're talking secure, scalable, the whole package.
A mature pipeline isn't just about shipping code fast, it's about shipping it safely. With Blue-Green, you have two identical production environments. You deploy to the standby one, then just flip a switch to send users over, zero downtime. With Canary releases, you can roll out a new feature to, say, just 5% of your users and see what happens before everyone gets it. And feature flags? They're like light switches for your features, letting you turn them on or off without a new deployment. It's all about minimizing risk. And these three? I'd say they're pretty much non-negotiable for any serious setup. Infrastructure as code means you're defining your servers and databases in code, so every environment is perfectly consistent. Integrated security with Azure Key Vault means no more secrets checked into your code. They get injected securely when needed. And continuous monitoring closes the loop, giving you real-time feedback on how your app is doing in the wild. And if you take away just one thing from all of this, I hope it's this. You stop waiting for users to find bugs and then scrambling to put out fires. Instead, you build a system that proactively ensures quality and stability at every single stage. You're not just fixing problems anymore, you're preventing them from ever happening in the first place. It's a total game changer. So I'll leave you with this final thought. You're writing modern, powerful, amazing code. But is the process you use to deliver that code just as modern and powerful? Your code is ready for the future. The real question is your pipeline? Thanks for tuning in.